Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is the Regional Election Officer, Electoral Commission, Mbale region. I would just like to give a general overview of what has transpired in Elgon as far as elections are concerned. First and foremost, I would like to thank Allah, the Almighty, for having sailed us through thus far, so that today we are at the tail end of an election cycle. Elgon region has 17 districts, from Bukwo to Mbale City to Palisa, and we wind up in Bukedi South in Busia. Elgon has had successfully all the 4 election rounds, namely the presidential, parliamentary on the 15th. Then we had LC5, we had municipalities, and in Elgon we have 4 municipalities: Mbale City, Kapchora, Tororo, and Busia. And yesterday we had the LC3 elections in 16 districts, minus the city. First, I would like to thank the following people, or the following categories of stakeholders who have enabled the Electoral Commission carry out these elections, or its mandate successfully. First and foremost, I would like to thank the voters of Elgon region. Thank you for turning up in big numbers so that you voted your representatives. Then the candidates who participated in this election. Thank you very much for having enabled the Electoral Commission carry out its mandate from nominations up to where we are now. The religious leaders have been very fundamental in the way they have been passing on peaceful messages to the followers. I would like to thank the Fourth Estate, the Banamawulire, for having helped the Electoral Commission carry a message to the public. I would like to thank the civil society, everybody. The Bugisu Cultural Institution has been very, very supportive of Electoral Commission work, and the Human Rights Commission has helped us also carry out civic education, and we have worked together. I would like to thank the observers who came to observe these elections, but mainly I would like to thank the security agencies who have managed to keep the Elgon region safe. By and large, Elgon region has had peaceful elections, much as in some few pockets we have had some violence. But the security agencies, altogether headed by the police, we thank you as the Elgon EC team. I would like to thank our service providers like the Simi Valley, who provided the BVVK kits. Thank you very much, and for all the support you've given the Electoral Commission. NITA-U and MTN for the internet services you have provided at the tally centers, which enabled us to transmit results successfully to the National Tally Center. I would like to also go ahead and thank the Chief Administrative Officers and the leadership of the districts for the support. The Chief Administrative Officers offered vehicles to this election, and we are so grateful as Electoral Commission in Elgon region. Other government agencies which were mobilized nationally that provided cars that have supported the returning officers in the distribution and retrieval of electoral materials to and from the polling station to the tally center. The schools that have provided us with furniture, we are ever grateful. The people who have provided compounds as polling stations in your homes, we are so ever grateful. Even those ones who provided bathroom services to the voters, while they were carrying out their civic duty. And last but not last, the polling officials who were engaged in this polling process. I would like to thank you, to pass a vote of thanks to all of you who have participated in the 5,457 polling stations in Elgon region. Thank you very much. On top of that, I would like to say that we had some challenges as Elgon, and we had pockets of violence, and this happened mainly in Tororo, in Busia, and in Palisa. But the security was able to manage those pockets of violence. Of course, there were some arrests that were made by the returning officers. Arrests were made because polling officials connived not to use the BVVK as instructed by the Electoral Commission. So there were some arrests in Busia and in Tororo. We also experienced a death of one of our own, a sub-county supervisor for Busukuya sub-county, Miss Adong Miriam, who died yesterday as she was taking the results from her sub-county to the Tale Center. We regret and we feel with the family. I pass on my sympathies to her family. The returning officer, Manafa, is trying to arrange the burial arrangements, and details will come soon. We had an accident yesterday. One of our official cars in Palisa district for the Electoral Commission was involved in an accident with the cow that crossed the road as they were taking materials to the polling stations. But the driver and the supervisor are out of danger, and we thank God for that. We've had some residues. Residues are elections that are going to be carried out at a later date in mostly about 7 districts, in Chibuku, in Palisa, in Tororo, in Sironko, in Bududa, in Budaka. And some of the reasons were mixed symbols on the ballot paper, whereby a candidate was subscribing to a particular symbol, but a different symbol was given to them. In other incidences, candidates were not on the ballot papers. Excuse me. In other candidates, names and symbols were missing. Then we had mixed candidates from other electoral areas, who were posted in a different electoral areas. This happened mainly not for chairpersons, but for directly elected councillors to the sub-county and the women councillors to the sub-county. By and large, with all those challenges, we managed to sail through as the Elgon region without any major incidents, as I can report. Right now, as I speak, it is about 1 p.m. on the 5th of Feb. 6 districts have so far finalized with their tallying. So that means 10 districts are still tallying, and they have the 48-hour window up to 5 p.m. So I know by 5 p.m. they will be through. Incidentally, we had a mishap as Electoral Commission in Butembo district. Butembo district was not able to carry out its mandate to vote for their LC5 councillors, chairperson, and women councillors. So there is going to be a by-election on the 17th of February for the election of Butembo districts and any other residues that have not taken shape in the election calendar. Incidentally, the returning officer, Mr. Martin Musoke, was recalled to the headquarters, and a new returning officer, Miss Apollote Beatrice from Omoro, was replaced Mr. Musoke. I want to tell the people of Table that the election is going to take place on the 17th, God willing. We pray for the life so that we are all alive to participate in that election. Please come and participate in this election. It is going to be free and fair. Reason being, we are going to use the BVVK machines. What I would like to tell the people of Elgon that the BVVK machines have helped the Electoral Commission sieve out all electoral malpractices, most especially double voting, impersonation, ballot stuffing. All those malpractices that have been prior to the BVVK were eminent. They have been wiped out and they are now rest in peace. That's why we had to make some arrests of polling officials who were against the use of the BVVK. But I would like to thank all the Ugandans who subscribed to the principle of the use of the BVVK, who turned up and their biometrics were taken so that we had a peaceful, free and fair elections in all over Elgon and Uganda. I would like to thank all Ugandans for the peace you have kept. I would like to thank Ugandans for having supported the Electoral Commission to achieve its mandate and to have successfully executed its strategic plan of the election cycle as we come to the tail end. For God and my country, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.